welcome back. First, we're going to be working on the base of our dress, and that is the Ankara part. And do not forget that the Ankara prints are available at Kharis Closet on Instagram. So, in case you need it, you can leave that in the comment section, and I'll put you through on how to get it. Or you can check at Kharis Closet on Instagram. That's now we are moving to the base cut, and the length of our dress for the measurement I'm working with is 56. So because the half length is the plain fabric, the half length I am just going to subtract it. That is 15. The half length is 15 inches. So I'm going to take 15 out of the length. The length is 56, and I added extra 2 inches to make it 58 inches. Here's my 58 inches. Now, from the half length, I am going to take first the underbust circumference plus 6 divided by 4, because I will not need to, that means I am adding just 1.5. The only thing I need to do here is just to turn with my lining. That's the reason I'm adding 6 inches. So the 6 inches is more like your measurement divided by 4 plus 1.5 inches. You still arrive at the same answer. So my hip measurement plus 6 divided by 4 is what I have folded. All right. Now the underbust circumference measurement plus 6 divided by 4, that's 8.5 inches. Here is my 8.5 inches. The waist measurement plus 6 divided by 4 is 8.5 inches. And the waist circumference measurement plus 6 divided by 4 is 9. The hip measurement plus 6 divided by 4 is 11, which I have folded. Now, I'll go to the base and I'll subtract 1.5 inches from my 11 inches, which is the hip measurement. From the 11 inches, I'll take away 1.5 inches, and that will give us 9.5 inches. That is for the base, and 9.5. I have tried several colors of chalk on the fabric, and I think the white is still better. I've tried red, I've tried yellow, I've tried blue, but they are not working. So I just hope you can see the points, you can follow me. Okay, now this is my minus 1.5 inches from the hip measurement. Then here it's just like, from taking it from my 9.5 to connect with my 11 inches, so you can find your way. But what I did here, since this is 9.5, here I measured 10 inches. No, I measured 10 inches so that I can find my way back to my 11 inches. So from the 11, I'm going to connect to the 10 and then straight down. I want to believe we can see now. So from the underbust circumference to the waist, and from the waist to the hip. Here is the front bodice. We are going to cut and place this to cut the back. To cut the back, all you just need to do is place the front, then add your zipper allowance. Here is my zipper allowance of 1.5 inches. You can increase it to 2 inches if you like. You can leave it at 1 inch as well, but just be sure you have your zipper allowance. So we need to split. Alright, to cut the half length now, we are using the plain fabric, and my fabric is thick, so I would not be needing lining. In that case, I am folding using the bust circumference plus 4 divided by 4, each which is the same as your bust circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch, and that's because I'll not be adding lining to this. So the half length, like I said, is 15 inches. So I measured 16 as with my allowance, and here is the 8.5 inches for the armhole length, which for a plus size you can go with 9 inches or even 9.5 inches. Then the underbust length for me is 12.5 inches. Now here we need to measure the shoulder divided by 2, and that is 7. Because it's a sleeveless dress, we are supposed to come in again by 1 inch. When you are making a sleeveless dress, it's important that you come in by 1 inch, but I am not going to do that. I am just going to leave it the way it is. That's because I really do not want it to come in as such, so I am fine with the shoulder measurement, so I'll just leave it as shoulder measurement. Here is the armhole length, which below it I am going to take the bust circumference measurement, and I said plus 4 divided by 4 because I do not need lining. So for me is 9.5 inches. Here's my 9.5 inches. This is my underbust length, and below the underbust length, that's about 2 inches below, we are going to take the underbust circumference measurement plus 4 divided by 4, and that is 8.5 inches. Here is my 8.5 inches. So we're going to connect, and from this point I'll connect to the shoulder measurements. Now be sure that you do not still come down below your armhole, because it's not going to have a sleeve. For that reason, I'll go up, that's from the 8.5, I'll go up by 1 inch because it's a sleeveless dress, remember. So my bust now is going to be from my 7.5 inches. If you're going to add sleeve to yours, that means you will be coming from your 8.5 inches. But since I will not, I still need to do what? To go up by 1 inch before I connect the armhole. Now I can cut. Here is the front. To cut the back, all I need to do is place this and add just 1 inch for my zipper allowance. So now we can cut. Now moving to the neckline, first I just want to trim out this shape. Alright, to cut out the neckline, for the front I am going with a depth of 7.5 inches. You can reduce yours if you don't want it to go the part like this. And if you also want a round neck, you can go with any neckline of your choice. And the width I am working with 2.5 inches. I'm drawing out a V shape. Now, at this point, my V is not going to be really sharp. It's going to be more like a scoop neck, but not deeper as well. Okay, for the back, the length is just 1 inch. That's the depth of the neck, is just 1 inch. So let's cut. Then the shoulder slant of 1 inch. Do not forget to mark your dart measurements, which is 3.5 for this particular size. You can go with 4 inches, which is the basic dart measurement. So here is my 3.5, and of course it is going to stop at the underburst. Now if you want to cut out your dark line, you can do that, and if you just want to hold, you can do that as well. If you want to cut it out, you just need to maintain your 3.5 and here, so that you can take half an inch to the left and half an inch to the right. Then you connect from this point, you cut it out, and then you join it back. But if you don't want to cut it out, you can just hold your dart while sewing. Remember to slant this, which is the back. Now let me quickly explain what we're going to be doing. You can see the neckline is not really pointed. That is the way I want it. Okay, I am going to place the front and the back to just join the shoulder, only the shoulder. Then I'll hold my dart, the shoulder, then I'll hold my dart. Now on the Ankara fabric, we need to place our fabric to cut the lining. Okay, so I have cut the lining. Like I said, just place your fabric and cut your lining. Now at the base of the lining, I reduce the length by 2 inches, which I am going to use to turn the base. Now after I have turned the lining, I'm going to place the front to the front part, and I will join. I'll do the same to the back, and I'll show you what next. For the back bodice, I have measured the zipper space so that you leave the zip for your zipper. Then you start joining from this point, and also at the base I left my slit. That's for the back. Now on the front part, we're going to be gathering fabric on the left hand side. You can choose to gather on either the left or the right hand side. And for me, what I did here, I measured from the neckline here, from this neckline to, that's from the neck on my bodice to the elbow, and for me the measurement is 15 inches. So that's going to serve as the width. And here on the fabric I measured 18 inches, and that's because I'll be folding the two edges. Now the length of this Ankara, we measured 18 like this, which would be from the neckline to the elbow. Then the length folded into two, we have to consider the half length measurement of 15 inches. The measurement, remember, the half length we are using here is 15 inches. So instead of taking that 15, I measured 16 inches. So here is my 16 inches, and the width is 18 inches. What I'm going to do is, first I'll fold the edges like this. Then on the front parts, I am going to start from almost at the middle here, so which means it is going to require us to lose this part. So you can either leave that space before you join the base, or you lose back. That is if you have joined. So I'm going to lose it to almost the middle part, like about 1 inch before the middle. Then I am going to gather, if you want to pleat, you can pleat as well. I'm going to gather the fabric in between before joining this, and I'm going to do the same on one side of the back piece, which is going to be on the left hand side as well. After that, I am going to bring out the shape from the side, and you can as well bring out the shape from the side first before adding this, that's joining this on the left hand side here, and the other end will be at the back end like this. So that is what I'll be doing. From there I'll come back to show us what to do next. All right, I'm excited because we have almost we're almost done with our sewing. Now, since we have attached this, the next thing we are going to do is you can just gather the little parts of the Ankara and stitch on the shoulder here. You can just run your stitches on it, and remember to leave the excess that will flow to the elbow. That's on the left hand side. All right, and if you still want to attach your sleeve, you can go ahead to do that. Now, on the neckline, since we have fixed our zipper, what I'm going to do is just go with my bias binding, and I am going to run it like this all through the neck. Then I am going to turn it inside, and I will hem. I'm not going to sew on it, I will hem it. And if you don't want to use bias, or in case you don't have your bias available, you can just cut out strip of fabric like this, in a bias shape, very small, so that you can use it to turn the neckline, either the ankara or better still the plain fabric. Now, on the arm here, what we are going to do is to take the measurements. So for me, I have 14 inches. So it's just going to be a strip of fabric, or something like this. To turn from the inside, just the way I said we're going to do that of the bias. So we're going to run it round on the fabric, and I am going to top stitch in a way that it is going to show on the outside part of the dress, and that is going to be the end of the tutorial. Then here I am going to stitch it down in a way that it will stay here from the inside. You just stitch it down so that it holds your fabric, and then you are free to move to the right and to the left, and to move like a queen that you have. So go ahead, make your dress, and remember to tag at Kharis Kreations so I can see your dress. If this is your first time on our channel, do well by clicking the subscribe button. You also need to turn on your notification bell to receive notifications for my upcoming tutorials. So till I see you next class, bye.